Before we get into today's Bears Rumors Roundup, I wanted to thank you guys for helping us reach 87,000 subscribers. We're at 87,110 now here on the channel. We're publishing more content than ever, so if you haven't joined the 87,000 plus here on Chicago Bears Now, I would encourage you guys to do so. Hit that subscribe button. We got multiple videos going out every single day, plus multiple live shows per week. All right, my name is Harrison Graham. We got a Bears Rumors Roundup for you. Eddie Jackson, is he getting cut? Three smoking J's. It certainly looks that way, as we kind of thought this could be a possibility. We talked about him on our Cut Candidates video. We'll explain further why due to his cap situation once again. But then he kind of went on a little social media deal Thursday night on into Friday morning, and he doesn't really normally do that. Instagram story said all love Chi-Town there, and then on Twitter tweets out new beginning. So you never know what these athletes mean when they post on social. Here's what I'll say about Eddie Jackson. He does not tweet very often at all. Like his last tweet, other than the Walter Payton Man of the Year thing that all the Bears players tweeted for Justin Jones, was back in August. So for him to tweet that now, that feels pretty significant to me. Like, has his agent told him, hey, Poles has called us, we're probably getting cut? Maybe the Bears contacted him offering a contract, like a reduced contract, if he'd be willing to take that, and maybe he's not. Who knows? Nothing official from a transactional standpoint has happened up to this point in time, but I've thought for a while that Eddie Jackson's most likely going to get cut, and this just kind of seems to add fuel to that fire. And the reason is his current cap hit is set for over $18 million this year. If you cut him, you save over $12.5 million. Like, it's not that Eddie Jackson isn't a starting caliber free safety anymore, although he didn't play great this year. He was kind of battling through that lingering foot injury. It's that he's not worth $18 million, and you can save over 2/3 of it if you do cut him. I mean, QB rating for opponent quarterbacks when they targeted Jackson over 120 this year. Now, thought he played better down the stretch. I thought once the foot kind of, seemed to get more healthy, he was better. He was really good in 2022 before suffering that Lisfranc injury. But the writing's on the wall. I mean, the writing, quite frankly, was on the wall after the Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace era. Like, I thought when they cut Trevathan, traded Khalil Mack, that they would do something similar with Bojack. They did not. Matt Eberflus got the best out of him in 2022. It's just unfortunate he got that foot injury, and that seemed to just carry over into this year. I think he gets cut. Only chance that changes is if he takes a massive pay cut, and it just doesn't seem like it's trending in that direction. So predict it for us. Will Eddie Jackson get cut by the Bears? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. I definitely think a cut is coming here, and he won't be the only one. I think Cody Whitehair gets cut as well. Keep it rolling here. Could the Bears trade down and draft North Carolina quarterback Drake Maye? I'll go two smoking Jays on this one. I think there's a decent chance this could happen. Most notably is we just don't know completely what the Bears' evaluations are. So I won't dismiss it. I won't, give it a ton of credence. But people are talking. It could happen. Nate Tice of The Athletic, and I've seen some other people have this take as well, that Drake Maye is the best QB in this class, according to Tice and others. Now, I'm more of a Caleb guy, but I do like Drake Maye a lot. Tice said he was on CHGO earlier this week. He also has just been talking about Maye for months now. And they basically asked him, hey, if you trade down with Washington, get some capital, and land Maye at number 2, he called that a phenomenal outcome. He basically said that would be the dream scenario for the Chicago Bears. And something he has said consistently, and I agree with, is most years, most drafts, including last year's, by the way, he'd be the number 1 pick. And look, there's still a chance he could be this year, I suppose. We still got the combine coming up, private workouts, all of that. It's just that Caleb Williams has been on this pedestal for a couple of years, and he's considered this, generational prospect. But Drake Maye is a very, very good prospect. He's 6'4", 6'5", 220, 230 pounds. He's been productive in college. He's very mobile. He's got a strong arm. Like, he's built in a quarterback factory. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, he is a very, very good prospect. And there is a potential scenario where you trade down from 1 to 2 with Washington, get 2, obviously, a future first and maybe another pick as well, and then draft Drake Maye. Now, I think there's only a specific way you would go that route, which I will explain here in a minute, so stay tuned for that. But first, Mando, You know how they say new year, new me? This year it's new year, no stink. That's what Mando's going to accomplish for your life. Today's show is sponsored by Mando, from the makers of Lume Deodorant. Mando is here to make sure this year you showcase your best hygiene yet. If you suffer from stinky feet, stinky armpits, or even below the belt, then Mando is for you, as the Mando doctor developed a clinically proven odor blocker. By the way, get $5 off with promo code CHAT at shopmando.com. The Mando starter pack includes a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, the body wash and deodorant wipes, for example, and free shipping. Don't be the smelly guy in the gym. Don't be the smelly guy when you're going on a road trip in the car. Ditch that stink and get started with Mando today. Got the invisible cream deodorant right here, part of the starter kit. Again, promo code CHAT at shopmando.com, $5 off, which is over 40% off the starter kit. It's a great deal. Check it out today, shopmando.com, promo code CHAT for $5 off. That link and promo code in the comments and description of this video. You look at Caleb Williams when you dive into this QB conversation with Drake Maye, obviously. I've told y'all, I'm more of a Caleb guy. I think the ceiling's higher. I actually think the floor is higher when you look at some advanced metrics. He doesn't bail on clean pockets as quickly. I think at times he probably throws with better anticipation as well. Now, there's things Drake's better at. Like, you could argue he throws between the hashes better. He's a little bit bigger, which you like. But they're both very good. I mean, this is a good QB class. I really like Jaden Daniels. If Michael Penix's medicals check out, I'm a fan of his. J.J. McCarthy has upside as a 21-year-old. So this is a really top-tier class. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, if you move on from Fields, to me, it's like, it'd be hard to pass on Caleb Williams. Now, if the Bears decide to move on from Fields, here's the path, right, for the get Drake Maye camp. You pass on Justin Fields or move on from him. You trade down from 1 to 2 with Washington and take Maye at 2. Now, the only way you do that, in my opinion, is if you just like Maye better as a prospect, if you're Ryan Poles and his scouting staff, or you think it's very close and Washington blows you away with an offer. Because if there's a gap between Caleb and Drake, like, and you think it's that gap exists with Justin as well, then you just take Caleb, right? And that's true with Drake or anybody else, right? Like, maybe they love Jaden Daniels more than anyone else. If you do, you take him number 1. All the reports indicate they like Caleb, at least at this point in the process. Now, I've continued to say, and I'll continue to say it until at least the NFL Combine comes and goes, I don't think a decision is final. I believe Ryan Poles when he says, hey, we have to evaluate the person as much as the player. They got to sit down with these guys and get to know them mano a mano. But in terms of what they've seen on film and tape, I do think Caleb's at the top of their list among these draft prospects. But that could change, and the Drake Maye scenario is interesting if it's close, right? If it's not that close, then you take the guy who you have higher. There's no doubt about that. Who do you guys think is the better prospect? Would you go Caleb Williams or Drake Maye? CW for Williams, DM for Maye. I like Caleb a little bit more. I do think there's a bit of a gap, but I do think Drake Maye is very good as well. Are the Bears going to be playing in the Hall of Fame game in August? I'll go 3 smoking Jays here. We can't say 4 because we don't know for sure, but got to think there's a pretty good chance, right? I mean, what a night it was on Thursday night for the Chicago Bears franchise. 3 new members into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Devin Hester finally getting in on his 3rd chance to do so. Steve Mongo McMichael, I hope he's able to see him actually get in. I know he's been voted in, so he's witnessed that, but he's battling ALS, as a lot of you guys know. I hope he makes it to August because that would be an awesome moment for him to get through that as well. And then Julius Peppers, who obviously played with Carolina for a big chunk of his career as well, but had a good stretch with Chicago. Congratulations to these 3 Bears players. That's awesome. I've told you guys before, I'll say it again, like, for me, Devin Hester growing up, you know, he was the most fun Bears player to watch. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, when you played in Madden and you did online franchise mode, if you did like a fantasy draft with your friends, you always took Devin Hester like super high because he had a bunch of speed and he was a great returner. So good stuff there. I was glad to see these guys rightfully all get into the Hall. All right, guys, that'll do it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this video. If you made it to the end, you're a real one. Hit that sub button, get the FGB, spam it in the comment section, and we'll see you next time.